trolls can talk in this room. So I don't want them showing up tonight and being like, guys, can I play?
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, bud.
Yeah. Alright, broadcaster started. This is live, and let me pull up my notes. You know, I don't need no notes. All right. We are getting started. Let me bring this to the stream, and I want some music. We'll go with... Oh, that's too intense. There we go.
That's never too intense. That's great.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you guys will have like a high intensity thing. All right, welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is the Scholars, episode 2 of the first saga of their campaign. And yeah, we're jumping into it. Tonight we are playing Dungeons and Dragons. It is a role-playing game for everybody who has been watching the stream. Thank you for bearing with my awful audio quality for the past couple of videos. I did try and fix it tonight, so maybe it's a little better. Everything you're going to see tonight is live storytelling, nothing scripted, and we will see where we land. If you're under the age of 14 and you're watching, please consult your parents because you're probably going to see content that is not appropriate for you. And if you are unfamiliar with our setting, Ilderon is this really, really cool world that takes the fantasy aspect assumption that gods are watching over the world, and it amplifies that. The gods are active forces inside the world. Like, they live inside the material plane and walk amongst their followers and stuff. So if you want to learn more about the setting and learn more about our world, you can just Google search Ilderon, or you can go to the wiki, or you can go to the website, which is www.ilderontales.com. There we go. Had to remember the only website I pay for. And yeah, you can learn more about it. So this is going to be everybody's first time for this group with how I do the recaps. So I think what I was doing before, and I'll just like hit you guys with this. I like alternating how I start off the sessions. I like giving facts about the world or the story or things going on. So that miscellaneous facts, just to add like a greater understanding to it. And normally I let people ask any questions that they might be curious about before we go into the recap. I think I'll do that for a few episodes. If anybody has any questions of anything we could possibly answer, you can ask. And if nobody has a question, I'm going to ask a trivia question. All right, we're starting tonight with a trivia question. Oh, I already know. Okay. For the Warlock class, they not only do they get spells for their Pack Magic feat that allows them spell casting, they also get other abilities that alter their spells, magics, and class features called invocations. What is the name of the invocation that lets a 5th level warlock attack twice?
Thirsting Blade.
Oh, okay, boom. That's it, right there at the start. Alright, 10,000 experience. Welcome to level 10. Alright.
Whoa, sorry, Warlock. That specific Pact of the Blade and Hexblade Warlock is my favorite Warlock.
My favorite is the pushing invocation, but I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. I think it's actually just pushing blast or something. But anyways,
repelling.
Yeah, repelling.
It's actually repelling.
Yeah. All right.
I know a lot about warlocks.
Yeah, every character you make starts as a warlock.
Yeah, that's right. And then I realize I don't want to be a warlock.
Alright, so how I do recaps, I let players recap the session, and then I add any details that you miss. Unless you guys unanimously vote for me to recap it, then I'll just go through everything. Does anyone want to give their character's perspective of what happened last session?
Basically, we formed a group. We're sent to this town where, very small, no inn, and we just randomly barged into someone's house, essentially. Got annoyed at the people that were staying there. Went to the harbor master and stole his book.
Yeah, I think that's a good summary. There are a couple more important details there that I'll add on to. You guys work for an organization called the Silver Sigil. It is an organization of magical scholars and agents whose purpose is to ensure the stability of the 11 or 12 nations across the world, to work with each other in order to keep all of the best minds alive so that they can further the magical or the knowledge of the magical arts in the world. With that, chaos was breaking out inside of Galkin and threatening that goal, and the Silver Sigil wanted to curtail it before it got out of hand. The town you were sent to was a town called Kytellis Falls, and a neighboring city-state, or rather a faraway city-state has colonized the town, which is a very aggressive action to another city-state that is very close in this region, and it's kind of like putting sparks next to a couple wicks of dynamite. So the town's been colonized, and something is being shipped out of this town en masse. There's a reason why the rising dictator who colonized this town wants it, and the Silver Sigil wants to know what she's doing here. What does she want from this town? And she sent you, and the Silver Sigil sent you to get the harbor manifest, the shipping manifest from the harbor master. After doing a little investigation, just like No Soul said, you guys went to the harbor master and you stole his book. And you found out that what is being exported out of this town is a bunch of opal. A bunch of veins of opal, unrefined gemstones that are being harvested from the waterfalls to the north. So it is. Oh, go ahead.
Did Nyoka get a chunk of that opal?
Oh yeah, I told you we would do that at the top of this session. Give me a performance, or give me a strength check, and if you have a weapon that isn't your fist that deals bludgeoning damage, you can have advantage on it.
I'm sorry, say that again. What do I need?
Give me a strength check. And if you have a weapon that deals bludgeoning damage that isn't your fist, then you can roll it with advantage. Yeah, like a hammer or like a maul or something like that. You're trying to break off a chunk of this ore, small enough to put into like your bag.
Oh, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that.
Believe! Because, and so to just set the scene while you're rolling that for everybody else, the party is inside of this warehouse, and I think I still have it drawn. The party's inside of this warehouse, and there's lumber stacked everywhere in this warehouse because they're currently building up the harbor so that the larger battleships can get in and out of this now colonized town. And inside of this warehouse, too, is just these rows and rows of carts. And each of the carts has a black cloth thrown over the top of it. When the party looked under this cloth, they found these huge veins of opal rock. Each one of these chunks was like maybe the size of like 2 or 3 basketballs because there's so much stone left inside of it. And each one weighs between, 25 to 50 pounds.
I'm going to look around for a piece, a wooden stick, and use it as a club, and try and
cheating the mechanics. I won't allow it. No, I'm kidding. I told you could. Go ahead.
That's okay. I sucked at the roll.
Well, if you're doing bludgeoning,
say he's looking for a club.
Yeah. Well, you're just
Can
gonna
I hand
see.
him my club?
Yeah, definitely. You're gonna see Nayoka walking around. Okay, so roll it with advantage, Shelby.
Woohoo! Yes.
No bonus to your strength?
No.
Alright.
I'm a rogue.
You are going.
What would I have?
That's fair. Some rogues are thugs, and some rogues are, are the strong men who, throw people into alleys and mug them. But anyways, yeah, you're going to try and break off some of this opal, and you're just going to be able to break off the sedimentary, stony bits of it, but not any of the actual, chunks of gemstone. You can take one of these veins with you. I'm going to say it's 45 pounds, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right, Nayoka, you can add a vein of opal stone to your inventory. It weighs 45 pounds. All right, you guys are still in the center of this warehouse. What do you want to do from here?
Well,
Back.
I'd first the party and ask, what's the plan? Are we gonna just leave things as they are, or are we gonna try and cover a track?
Burn it down.
Yeah.
Did I get a chance to tie up the halfling?
No, you commanded him to sleep in the corner, and then you left the room.
Well, I was about to leave the room and decided I wanted to go ahead and tie a gag and tie him up.
Okay, if you do, that will interact with your command to him, and he'll be free to...
Right, so I'll start with the gag.
Alright.
What? No, hold on.
So, you guys are going to see Azure... well, no, you guys aren't going to see. You're going to hear the door open of the room Azure is in, because I moved you out of that room. You didn't actually move out. You hear the door open and close as he turns back around. So we're gonna come back to Azure. So the rest of the party was in agreement to burn this place down.
We were. I mean,
Yeah.
If we're in agreement, I've already got out my flint and steel, and I'm sparking it along some of this wood. I don't have anything to make a.
Well,
my tinderbox.
I can easily burn this place down if we want that.
Yeah.
I say we burn it down.
Yeah, I say we burn it down.
So I would be
Okay.
restraining him basically while tying a gag on. Sorry, go ahead. So you guys are gonna burn it down.
So we're just gonna disappear, though the people at the inn did see us. Do you think that would cause a problem for us or at all, or no?
I'm okay with killing them all.
I got that impression from you.
I don't think we should kill them, but they shouldn't. Maybe we could threaten them or something. I don't think that it'd be nice to just kill them all.
Oh no, they're slave traders. Kill them all. The nice lady that owns the place, she's fine. The other two, they burn.
The other possibility is we could make this look like it's attack. I have the ability to
That
summon a
works.
fire creature. I could make it look like it attacked us and it killed the guards. There was a fight, we'd have to deal with the harbor master in some way or shape or form, because he would know the truth.
We could
No
kill
one
him
would
too.
believe a crazy old man.
Oh, he's the harbor master. They be probably believing him. We should get rid of him.
I suppose that would be the only thing that we could properly do to cover our tracks, huh?
Or we could use him to our advantage.
Nyoka
Maybe
then
let me talk
points.
with the Harbor Master and I can leave some misinformation.
Yeah, that
Nyoka points to the bodies. These be showing signs of a struggle. We should burn them especially.
Yes.
Alright, so you should probably go ahead and summon up your fire creature.
Okay. Though, should we check with Azure, see what's going on in that room before
Yeah,
things start
probably.
lighting on fire?
Yeah, probably.
Also, Brandon,
Yes.
I made a investigation right there.
Okay. What's
Very
that
good
for?
roll. I'm looking for a straight stick if there's anything in there.
So
That's great.
you are going to find, of course, you're going to find the long cut trees. But you are going to find some really straight things here, but they aren't sticks. They're like bark, that have been shaved off of it. No, it's no good. The blue lady won't be pleased.
I want to see him try and carry a log out.
All right, so let's jump over to Azure. So Azure,
Yes.
you are going to gag him. When you do, your order of sending him to sleep is going to break. He is actually terrified, and he's going to try and run out of here. I've already rolled him a contested check, but if you want to hold him down and restrain him, you will have to grapple him. Otherwise, he is running.
Grapple sounds good. So what would you like me to roll for grapple?
A grapple check is a contested athletics check. You are trying to grab him, and he can choose to use his acrobatics or athletics to either get out of the way or push off your hands. Remember, kids, when somebody's coming at you, don't talk to strangers! Or sometimes you just get grabbed and you don't talk at all. Alright, so yeah.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Looks like a 22.
Alright.
Natural 20.
Yeah, you have him grappled as he starts running. He's gagged, and he's just going.
All right, so I'm winding that rope around him. doing my
Yeah,
best
you
to
can.
tie him
You
up.
can
Can we
roll
hear
me.
this?
Well, yeah, I'm about to add the rest of the party into this. You can roll me a sleight of hand check, but instead of using your dexterity, use your intelligence modifier for it. For tying the knots around him. The rest of the party is going to come in as you are finishing off tying these knots.
Okay, so my intelligence modifier is 0.
Okay,
So it's-
just roll me a flat d20 if you don't have proficiency with sleight of hand. All right. Yeah, you're going to tie him up, and do you leave him on the floor?
No, I'm gonna bring him with me, like
Okay.
over my shoulder, kind, and the book as well.
Okay. Yeah, you open the door, and outside the door, you're going to see. Oh gosh, I need to get out my character cards for pronunciation because I can't say Anaziah's name without my pronunciation card. Anaziah, Bram, Kayeth, and I think Lex and Nyoka are hanging back. But yeah, the party is outside the door waiting for you. The whole party is together.
I'm also going to take a quick moment to poke my head out the door to see if there's people running towards the... Because there was some yelling and screaming.
Nyoka's going to tell Azure, he's going to be like, "Good idea. We should take the small one to the authorities, meaning our authorities."
Well, in that case, it might simply be best to just burn this place down then.
Yeah. However, I don't know if he would have anything valuable, like any valuable information, considering what he's been saying.
He might have
Maybe our
some.
superiors can decide. I think we can leave our superiors to decide. If we bring him back, then I'm sure that if he has no information, then he'll be of no use.
Better that than killing him,
Suppose?
which is Nyoka's second option.
Yes, I suppose that is our only other option, huh?
I suggest we leave this town, burn this place down, and make contact, communicate with our contact.
Alright, let's go then.
Okay, so Anaziah is going to go up to the two bodies, use his cantrip of produce flame, light them on fire, and just go around and light several key points in the building on fire as well,
All right.
as we're leaving.
Yeah, this, oh, somebody was peeking their head outside.
Yeah, I was going to do that too.
Yeah, from what you know, it's pretty, late. At night, the town is settling in. You know, it's a teeny tiny town. It's not many people around at the, docks. Presumably, you know, all of the soldiers are either asleep in the, barracks or on the warships out in the harbor. That said, you do see the last of the rowboats in the harbor. Like with the torches and lanterns on the rowboats, you do see like the last three boarding the closest warship. And it's not going to take long for this building filled with, you know, dry building lumber to just quickly go up in flames.
Nyoka's gonna grab a lamp in the building, and he's going to walk outside, like near a door, where a hook would be, and just smash the lantern right on the ground, like right in front of it.
Okay.
Like it fell. Okay.
When you touch the lantern, text appears at the bottom of your screen and says, "You cannot move. You're over encumbered. Please clear up." I'm kidding. You're able to do
You have
it.
a strength of like -4.
All right.
That's right, you're also carrying a giant boulder on your back.
I missed if anyone actually talked directly to Azur or not.
Nyoka said that good idea tying him up and bringing him back to our superiors. Or bringing him back to our authorities.
Okay, Azur will just nod and continue to move with them.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this whole time, he's not going to be too content. He's going to be just
I'll tie him up more. I'll like make it tighter, make sure the knots are good, whatever. Like.
Oh, no, you're fine. He's not going to get out. He's just going to be like...
Well,
the whole
if
time.
he keeps making noise, I'll be like, well, you either come with us quietly or we can throw you in the burning building.
Roll
As
me an
they're saying this-
intimidation check.
As they're saying that, I just walk up to him and whack him as hard as I can on the top of his head to knock him out.
Azur would try to catch
You're
his
gonna
arm
kill him
All right.
by
and
accident.
stop that attack.
Here we go. So, Bram is going
Great,
to...
intimidation.
Bram is going to go and try and hit Skalen Kellinar. Why did I make this guy's name so hard to pronounce? And he is going to be trying to hit the restrained target. Normally, a restrained target he would have advantage on. I'm not going to give him advantage. I'm going to say instead he has to beat Azur's AC, because Azur is trying to move him out of the way. Or, catch the fist. So go ahead and roll me the attack roll if you want to continue with the attack, but you see Azur has interposed.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna hit him.
Alright. Alright,
So what do I roll? Oh, I don't need to roll.
No, you don't roll anything. At this level, I'm 99% sure 22 gets past your AC. So you're going to go to catch his hand. Bram cat tricks his staff to the other hand and brings it up and cold clocks Scalen Kelenar. You did say you were designating the damage as non-lethal. And
I just want to knock him out.
Yeah, he is out cold.
Nyoka looks at you and nods in approval.
He's quiet, not resisting.
Kai speaks into Bram's head. Nice.
He's complying. Alright, so,
shall we go?
Yeah, as this building is, as this building's, like, slowly going up, you guys are going to see, or you guys are going to hear shouting just echoing across the bottom of the bay, as it seems that somebody on the warship has, like, noticed this building going up. And just slowly you're going to see, like, lanterns coming from, like, below deck. But the ship is way out in the bay. It's like, it's easily, 800 feet away from you.
So they're not going to get to
There's
us
much of the
anytime
harbor,
soon, right?
Yeah, not anytime soon. Presumably they either have to swim or get into rowboats. I'm just saying you guys can't stay here much longer.
Who's got the sending
As
stone?
much
We need to contact that guy.
Well, let's get to the woods first, so we're out of sight and
All right,
away
we'll
from danger.
pick a door and let's get out of here.
Has much of the harbor been constructed yet?
No, it has not. This has been, like, the Silver Sigil was pretty on it. Like, this has been a project that has started happening, and you see the poles inside of the water, like the deep, I forget what they're called, but, like, that support
Piers.
the docks. Yeah, the piers that are going to support the docks are, built into the lake, are the bay side, but there's no, wood or anything to, like, walk out there or, anything for the ships to get in closer, so.
I agree. Let's get out of sight and then communicate with our
Alright, so how do you guys get out here? You're on the lower side of this town, at the lower part of the falls. There's that winding road, which, remember, I told you if you guys try and run up it, it's going to be dangerous. As it's, slick with all the water from the falls and everything. Your only other options would be going along the coastline, which presumably you would get seen by anyone on the ships. And then if you... Go ahead.
I remember when we were teleported into a forest on the edge of town.
Yes. If you give me a second, if you look at the map, I will try my best to illustrate the...
Okay.
That was the forest you were teleported into. And I'm going to do this in red. There is kind of a split of elevation. Oh, I'm not doing this in red. I'm doing it in green because Roll20 didn't switch. There's kind of a split of elevation here where, let's see if I can switch to red now. All right, there we go. The red side is the higher up area of the town, and then I'll do this in dark blue. Then there's like the lower side where where you guys are at, where the cascading water is like falling off, and there is this road that winds up around the waterfall that goes back up and into town.
And we're on the dark blue side of the falls?
Yes, you are. You are on the dark blue side.
Okay, well, we can probably go up the winding road, but we'd have to, we just have to go really carefully, no?
Yeah, kind of walk normal.
I agree.
How high up is the elevation, roughly?
For this cliffside, let's say 45 feet.
Nyoka says we need to move, and the road is good. And then he points to Insula.
Inzaya.
Inazaya. He points to Inazaya and points to the broken lantern and says, "Put fire there."
Okay, I'll produce flame there as well, and then use control flame to make a trail to the wall.
Perfect.
It looks like it followed something.
Okay. All right. So.
And then Nyoka starts up the trail.
Ezra will follow.
Okay.
As well.
And what I hear is that you guys aren't going up the trail with haste. You're being careful.
No.
Okay.
Just
Cool.
walking.
You guys are going to get about 75% of the way up this trail before you are going to hear this just echo over the bayside. As the warships have signaled there's a problem. Looking down, obviously the warehouse is up in flames. It is all caught. It is billowing smoke into the air, and what isn't, smoke is just lit with orange light as the nearby buildings are suffering from the same heat from the flames as tiny parts of them start catching and smoking trails of little white smoke. As such, you guys can probably expect that the barracks is going to be active by the time you get to the top of this hill.
The barracks is the red building, correct?
It is.
Yeah.
We should run.
Yep.
We're on the,
Move
we're on the
fast.
purple line, right?
Well,
Mhm.
if we're past the falls, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we're like 75% of the way there, so we're around the orange area, right? Yeah, like that area.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the whole road. This trail right here zigzags back and forth until you get up there. You're 75% up that. Does that make sense?
We're on the switchbacks to get up past the
Yes.
falls.
About how long do we figure it would take before somebody comes down to that area?
Roll me an intelligence check.
This is gonna go great, guys.
I'll allow you to use
Good luck.
history if you are trained in it. All right, 19.
No, I'm
That's
not
great.
trained in history.
JV. Nyoka grabs your cloak and throws it over the rock.
Why?
Okay.
Like you're taking the cloak off of Kayeth, or are you?
Yes.
Okay, I was about to say, did you just throw Kayeth down and just like, all right, scapegoat, let's go? Okay.
No, I'm
Yeah.
assuming he has a cloak. Does he not have a cloak? Because if he doesn't,
Yeah, he's got traveler's clothes.
Oh, good.
yeah. So he takes off your cloak and throws it over the rock.
You mean the rock you're pilfered when you're carrying?
Yes, the one I'm carrying.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. For some reason I was thinking like you just threw it off of the trail and just like let it fly
Yeah,
into
I
the
think
wind.
everyone was thinking that.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
I am Nyoka, so that was in the realm of possibilities. So
I can tuck the halfling like across around my back, kind of under my cloak, sort of maybe.
Okay, so real quick,
We should run.
I
yeah,
have a cloak if someone needs to borrow it.
real quick.
Like, I can just take it off and chuck it on somebody else.
Did we get a estimate on how long it would take to get up the
Yeah,
top? And
I'm
how long
telling you
before-
that right now.
Okay.
So Bram rolled an intelligence check. Bram gathers this information as you guys are like hunched down here, like looking up and seeing like where lantern light is and stuff. Bram, you think that you would have enough time to get up and probably stealthily run into the woods, provided they are just marching through town and checking cracks. If they have horses, then they are going to be, they could potentially already be throughout this entire town in a couple minutes if they send like outriders or something like that. You guys did not go in the barracks, but I will give you a bit of free information since you rolled so well. You saw feed and stuff like in crates around the barracks. It's safe to assume they probably do have horses.
Oh, that's good. We could just burn the horse stables. Actually, no. I like animals. Mm-hmm. No, never.
We will not get there in time.
So
they do take horse.
Tom's gonna tell everybody to keep going. He's gonna use a key point to do Step of the Wind, sprint as far and as fast as he can up the rest of the road to try and cut off all of the horses. Tell them that they went. Whoever did this, he saw that they went to the mine.
Okay. All right. So Bram begins sprinting off. What's everybody else doing? Give me an action for
running up
each
the trail.
Okay. Is everybody in agreement with that?
Running up the track.
Yeah.
I think we might as well just sprint the trail.
Okay. All right.
So the running at this
ahead.
point is still very slippery, right?
Yeah, but you guys have gotten past the worst part of it. So I'm not gonna be like that dungeon master. It's like, haha, you took the cautious route and you took your time and you have to roll against the slippery. Like, no, that's just me.
All right.
Yeah.
Then I'll run with them. Sure.
The choice was: do you guys gamble and sprint up, or do you take your time and have to deal with the potential of authorities?
Gotcha.
Let's go.
All right, so Bram, you're going to run. You're going to sprint. You can already see there are riders with lanterns. They are 2x2 going in each direction around the town. Even though there's only 2 small town squares here, there are 2 running in your direction, running along the wooden fence the wooden fence that just stops dumb people from jumping over the side of the cliffside, and they are coming towards this trail, and they are, I guess, are you just standing in front of them, waving your hands?
Yeah, I'm waving my hands, jumping up, down. I saw it. They ran into the mine.
How high is your deception? How high is your deception, my friend?
Roll me a deception check. They are going to pull their horses to a stop, pulling the reins.
That was
Not very
so
good.
bad.
No.
That was, no.
And he's going to look down and say, if they ran into the mines, why is the warehouse on fire? And he's going to look back and say, Kiris, arrest this man. I'm going to go inspect the far side of the town. As he runs his horse around you.
So there's only one?
Yeah, the other... Now,
he's on a horse?
This guy does not look like a pushover. He's got metal armor on. He's got a sword at his waist and a spear on his back. Or rather, a spear on his horse. He's going to trot his horse up towards you.
As soon as he gets close and starts to get down off his horse, I take off the opposite way of where everybody else is going.
Oh my god.
Okay, so he doesn't get off his horse. He's going to trot his horse up to you, and he's going to just turn and grab some rope off of his saddle bag, and he's going to say, "All right, you coming along willingly for questioning, or?" And what would Brand do?
I just take off towards the closest building in the opposite direction where everybody else is heading.
Okay. And this is a good learning moment for everybody. If anybody's ever, and I was trying to say this at the top of the session, if anybody's ever trying to abduct you, always run towards the direction their car came from or their horse came from, because it gives you a sprint because it gives you a head start because they have to turn around, and it's not
turn around. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm running away from where we were heading, so I'm running back towards the barracks. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's the direction he's coming from. So he's, he comes. He's got the rope. He's about to like throw it to you. Like, are you gonna tie yourself up? And you just take off. And he's gonna say, "Oh!" Ah! And he's going to turn his horse. And he is going to.
Does the rest of the party see this at all?
The rest of the party is going to hear this. Now before we come, we're going to come back to Bram. So I think this is, let's up this tension a little bit. Okay, so you guys are like seconds from getting into a chase sequence, and we're only on the second session. And anybody who's like watching right now knows Brandon loves chase sequences. Okay.
Oh no.
So, there's a whole table for it in the DMT. It's great. Alright, so the rest of the party. Okay. Bram has told you to run, and he's going to distract the guards. In the distance, you see him talking in the lantern light before one of the guards screams at him, rears, whips his horse, and begins sprinting around him. It doesn't take long it only takes a few seconds before you guys are within his vision, and he sees the silhouettes of you guys coming. He is running towards you guys. What do you do?
So
we see
the
him
other
running
guard
towards
on the
us?
horse is coming toward us.
Yes.
How far away is he?
How far away is he? I'll roll 2 D100s. Well, no, I told you guys you're at the edge of his perception range. You're at 90 feet, and he'll be here within seconds. I'm giving everybody one action before I tell you guys what happens next. Go ahead, Annie.
Anasaya, as soon as Bram gets here, can you just set the ground on fire, please?
I could.
If it's possible, because the horse is gonna be coming towards us.
Yeah.
So that's what, I don't know, but I don't have power.
Hey, Brandon.
That's an awesome idea.
Yes.
Are we near the river? And I know you said it was like falls. Is it like a stair step type of deal, or is it an actual just drop?
So you're not near the river. You're a little bit south of the river. And yeah, going across, there's a couple rocks and stuff, but then it's a straight drop. If you look at the picture on the left side of the screen, that's kind of an inspiration for kind of how this town is set up. Of there are some of those jagged steps there, but for the most part, it's just a fall down into the bay.
Okay. All right.
So, does anybody else want to give me an action?
Kyath wants to use. Is it sort of rocky terrain?
Yeah. So you guys have ran up this pathway, and you are on a cobbled road of stones. Now the horse can't go down this trail, but it definitely can catch you if you try, going anywhere inside of the town, other than maybe a tight alleyway.
Yeah.
Kyath wants to use minor illusion to cover himself up. So if it's a place for a shrub or a rock or anything like that where he can try and fit in with the scenery, and he'll try and put it over himself.
All right. And that's going to be against your spell save DC, any inspection. All right. So
Nyoka's going to cast Armor Agatha. He figures it's almost game over, so.
All right. Yeah, so this rider is going to come sprinting at you. He whips his horse, and he is going to.
Can I attack?
He aligned with?
Can I?
Yeah, he's 30 feet away from you.
I am going to.
He stops to start speaking.
Oh, he's still not riding?
He's coming towards you, but he stops. He stops about 15 feet from the party.
Well, before he stops, can I actually? What I want to do, Brandon, is I want to shoot a a Eldritch Blast at his horse and try and kill his horse so he falls to his death down the...
I am not going to allow that because your action was your Armor of Agathis. At this point, he's stopped in front of the party. And
he's still on his horse?
Yes. And... Go ahead.
I'm going to use my Conjure Wildfire Spirit right beside him.
Alright. He's going to roll a dexterity save. Go ahead and roll me initiative.
All of us?
For the people who are attacking him.
Haha, I'm not, because I don't have powers. Haha.
Alright. So, I'm allowing the Wildfire Spirit at the start of, for your one action. For anybody who wants to join in combat, I mean, that's an aggressive action because it deals 2d10 of damage when it's summoned.
I'm putting it right in front of him, so it comes up.
Alright. Woo! What is your spell save DC?
Of the blast. So, and he's still on horseback.
Would you believe me if I told you... Would you believe me if I told you that the, he does not have a bonus to his dexterity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second to pull this up. Alright, so you are going to summon a... You are going to summon a Wildfire Spirit right next to this man's horse. It is going to erupt in fire, and let's see, must make a dexterity saving throw. And you can roll the 2d10. He fails, and let's see, I'll do the horse next. I have to look up the horses. Oh, the horse is going to pass. /R space 2d10. Alright. At which point, he is going to, he is going to enter the initiative round. And we got another cinematic initiative. He's going to start, God, he's mounted. Let's see what he does.
Now,
he's going to...
What's the horse's initiative?
The horse moves on his turn. It's his mount.
Okay. Does the horse panic from the fire?
Does the horse panic from the fire? No, it does not. It is a war horse. Alright, but yeah, he is going to take the 14 damage, and he is going to look unharmed. He is going to start... he's going to step forward through the flames. And I think he's going to... Well, no, I'm sorry. Nyoka and Kyeth have one initiative. This horse, or rather this mounted knight, there is a fire next to him, and he seems unfazed.
And a fire creature.
Yeah, as he begins walking forward towards the party. His hand is on his spear, and it seems that he has been enraged. Nyoka and Kyeth, what do you want? Or Kyeth, what do you want to do? You've won initiative.
Kyeth will use cast a Mind Sliver cantrip on him and run away 30 feet in the other direction.
Alright.
Did I get an initiative in there? Let's see here.
I don't recall seeing you roll initiative.
I didn't. Alright.
Alright, he's going to pass that save. And like as your magic begins taking effect on his mind, you're just going to see him put one hand to his forehead and then shake his head and say, mages.
And then, Kyeth will run 30 feet away from him, and if he can get behind cover or out of his line of sight, he'll do so.
Okay. There are two buildings south of you, and you can squeeze between them and try and hide. You can make a hide check on your next turn. Just running down a kind of wide alley. All right, Azure, you're going to go next in initiative. Kyeth has popped out and shot, or rather tried to cast some magic on this knight. He has fended it off, and he is still proceeding.
Alright. So they're trying to stand off with a knight who just got dismounted?
He is not dismounted. He is still mounted on a horse.
And he's charging with a spear.
Presumably on his turn.
How fast is he going? Still full tilt?
Yeah. Not injured.
Is there a way to go toward the woods or so from here?
Yeah, you can head straight south through the alleyway that Kyeth went through.
Alright, yeah, I'll chase after Kyeth.
Okay.
With Kyeth or whatever.
As a suggestion, and for the first couple sessions till we get deeper in the campaign, I'll give you guys like some suggestions, and later I'll let you just do whatever you want to do. You can take the dash action and get twice as far as Kyeth, or you can take the dodge action and then run, and if he attacks you, then the attack would be at disadvantage. Or you can ready an action and say, I moved 30 feet south with Kyeth, and I want to ready, if he gets within range of me, I'll turn around and hit him. And that would let you use your reaction to take the attack action. Would you like to do any of those three options, or do you just want to move?
Yeah, I'll move as far as Kyeth and ready my two-handed sword.
Alright.
And ready to attack as a reaction.
Okay, so the trigger is if he gets within range of you.
Correct.
Alright.
And
Go ahead.
I'll be ready to drop the halfling if need be to use two hands, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Actually, do you want to toss the halfling over to me? Because I'm standing away because I have no powers and everything is on fire. So I'm just like here, please.
Are you running with me?
Nope.
Where are you?
Where?
Okay,
yeah. Where would Annie be? Because Annie didn't roll initiative, so I'm assuming she's just running south. Like she'd probably already be in this alleyway hiding.
Honestly, actually, yeah, I think I am.
Okay, give me a stealth check for Lex.
Give me.
Alright. Page 198 of the Player's Handbook.
Oof. I only got 14.
Okay,
I'm
that's
really
fine.
Trying to... Yeah.
Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm just reading about mounted combat real quick. Alright. Interesting. Okay, so he's going to come sprinting full... Well, actually, let's see, that's Azure's turn. It's Nyoka's turn. Then after Nyoka, the knight is on deck.
Okay, so Nyoka is going to... how close is the horse and the knight to me?
He's 15 feet away.
Nyoka is going to move the 15 feet and get up close to the knight.
Okay.
And he is going to cast Booming Blade on the horse.
All right. Go ahead and give me. Let's see. Okay. Go ahead and give me a. I think Booming Blade is a spell attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a melee attack at the mount. You're trying to beat the horse's AC. It has barding on, and it is a war horse. I mean, they're equipped.
That's right. He is equipped. In the middle of the night, he barded his horse.
I was just about to say that.
Oh, that's fair. Horses wouldn't sleep with barding. I'm going to give that to you. They would have barding, but it would not sleep with barding on. It wouldn't have barding on.
Yay!
Because it takes 10 minutes to put on. That's not me just like cheating you, just like, oh, they have barding. It's just like, they're being funded. You know, they do have barding, but you're right. It takes time to put on, so... Alright, that is going to hit. Roll me damage.
I have no idea what the damage is. I'm sorry.
Let's see. Booming Blade is in the player's handbook, I believe.
No, it's in...
It's in Sword Coast, I think.
Yeah, it's the Sword. No, it's in Sword Coast.
Yeah, but it was reprinted in Xanathar's.
On a hit, suffers the attack's normal effects and becomes sheathed in booming energy out of its next. If it willingly moves before then, it takes 1d8 thunder damage. So regular attack damage now.
Okay, so you deal, you deal your regular melee attack damage, and then, it takes that extra damage if he moves.
So what is that, a 1d6 because it's a short sword?
Yes. Alright, Nyoka moves up, and is going to... Go ahead.
And once I cast that, I'm just going to back the other way. Even if I get an opportunity attack, I'm just going to run towards where everybody else is running. Okay.
You can add your dexterity to that damage roll. And then... let me think. Attack of opportunity.
So it's 4. It's plus 2, so 4 damage.
All right. He is He's going to definitely take that attack. I have him equipped with a spear, not a greatsword.
Okay.
So that is going to miss.
Yeah.
All right. Nyoka runs and starts sprinting back. Did you say you're using Step of the Wind with your bonus action?
Nyoka isn't a...
isn't a monk. He is not. Yeah. All right. So you move forward 15 feet, you attack, and then you move back 15 feet. Okay. This is going to be interesting. The horse is going to... It is the knight's turn. The horse moves forward. It takes the 1d8 from the booming blade. Do you want to roll it?
Sure.
Woo! Alright, this horse is very bloodied as the magic explodes around this horse. He is going to start charging, and he's going to start charging and move towards the he's going to move towards the party in the alley. The horse is going to take the dodge action, and it is going to start running. Or actually, no, it's taking the dash action. We're going ham. This horse is a hero. It's going to start running. It moves past Nyoka, but the range at which Nyoka is, it doesn't start its trampling charge. Nyoka's too close to be trampled, but however, the horse does have its trample after moving past Nyoka. When it moves 5 feet past you, it triggers an attack of opportunity.
Yep, that's what I was asking.
Alright, this knight has his spear in hand, and he is...
Does that hit?
It does not hit, but you should...
I wasn't going to go after the knight. I was going after the horse.
It does not hit, but you do have
your dex.
Your proficiency plus your dexterity.
Oh, yeah.
Which should be +2, +2 +3.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, it does hit. Roll
and
damage.
Brandon, just as a point, shouldn't me and Nyoka be standing pretty much next to each other because I haven't moved yet?
Oh, and Zaya hasn't moved? Yeah, no, Zaya has not moved. Yes, and Zaya is next to you.
So I'd get an attack of opportunity against the horse as well?
You would not, because Nyoka kills it. How do you kill the horse, Nyoka?
Yeah, I just stab it. It ends up getting stabbed.
Alright, it is going to crash to the ground, and this knight is going to tumble off of it. Rolling to his feet, spear in hand, he is going to charge at Inzaya and Nyoka.
I have a quick question.
Hit me.
How far away are Lex and I don't know.
15 feet. Or wait, no. They are 30 feet from you. They're 30 feet. 30 feet.
Okay, I just want to know because they seemed pretty close to us. So. All right.
Yeah, they're 30 feet from you. All right. So first one is at Nyoka. Second one is at Inzaya. I'm assuming the second misses.
Double checking, but I'm pretty sure it does.
All right.
Yeah, misses.
The first one hits.
All right. The knight is going to bring his spear into Nyoka, twisting it, pulls it out, and then tries to hit and tries to slash at Inzaya with the other side.
You take damage.
Yeah, the armor of Agathis. Roll it for me.
Yeah, but hold on. I'm still trying. Go ahead and do your other things, and I'll tell you how much it was.
That's everything he's got. He's done.
Well, then, just give me a second, because...
Okay, it's Inzaya's turn at the 2 initiative mark.
Warlocks are weird. How much damage did I take, by the way?
6.
6? Okay, so... I need to know what level I casted Armor of Agathis. I'm sorry. I will do better.
You should only have a first level spell slot. You guys are level 2. Alright.
Yes. Okay. So he takes 5 points of damage.
Alright. What does Inzaya do?
Okay. So Inzaya is going to can I cast Shillelagh and attack without using my bonus action?
No, Shillelagh is a standard action. Oh no, I'm sorry. Wait, it is your bonus action. No, you can use Shillelagh as your bonus action, then attack. Yes, you can.
All right. Oh, I was hoping I wouldn't have to use my bonus action. Okay. I will just take a swing at him with my club normally.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
trying to get used to this sheet. Trying to find exactly where it is.
So let's see. I'll open up your sheet for you, and I'll show you. And Zaya. All right. So right in the middle of your sheet, if you see where attacks and spellcasting is, and you see
okay, there it is.
Yeah, go ahead and.
Couldn't be more centered. Yeah.
All right. Roll me damage.
No, that's not it.
Oh, so go to the chat log now and click club, and that will roll damage inside of the chat log where it rolled. Alright, you're going to deal 2 points of bludgeoning damage. This guy looks perfectly fine to continue fighting. If there was an opportunity to retreat, you should probably take it.
As my bonus action, I move my wildfire spirit elemental beside us and use fiery teleport 30 feet away, and hopefully taking jeez, I forget his name. The lizard man with me.
Nyoka.
Okay.
Nyoka, that's it. It's like it starts with an N.
Alright, teleport.
Preferably landing where I don't hit any friendlies.
Hopefully.
Yeah, further down the alleyway.
Yes.
You are not going to hit any allies, but as you do teleport on the other side of these houses, there are going to be some storage crates and other things that catch here. You and Nyoka are on the far side of the alley. The knight is going to look up at you guys.
That is providing Nyoka is willing to go.
Yeah, I'm assuming Nyoka's willing to teleport. He's not going to stay and take another 6 damage, is he, Shelby?
Oh no, I'll teleport.
Alright. That is your turn, and if everybody is running, let's do this as a chase sequence. And we will forego initiative for now. Alright, so let's jump back over to Bram. I closed my DMG. Bram, this guy on horseback is chasing after you. Fortunately,
okay, but just so you know, when I first took off, I used the key point to do Step of the Wind, which is a sprint on my bonus action, which is 40 feet.
I am aware.
Okay, so it's 120 feet.
Okay, so this horse is going to take off after you. We are going to run this too as a chase sequence. So go ahead and roll me a D20. A flat D20, no bonuses to it.
Seven.
7? Okay. Give me 1 second. I closed the table and I looked up something else. So I am reopening it. 252. There we go. Alright. So, 7 is great. You are going to turn through one of these smaller alleys in town, and you are going to run into a few people, vagrants here. It seems 2 men are fighting over a piece of bread. Give me a acrobatics check to try and leap over these brawlers. Oof. Okay, so you are going to just turn, start sprinting through here. They're over here fighting over the bread. They see you coming, and they're just going to say, "No, this is our bread!" As they swing on you. You are going to take 2d4 of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Oof! Alright. You have one failure on the chase sequence as the knight is tailing you. He is going to roll on the chase table also. He has one success. He is gaining on you. It is your turn.
Okay.
You can continue your sprint.
I am going to sprint, but it only goes down to 80 feet around because
yes,
I have no more key.
The turns are working in your favor to keep the horse's speed off of you.
And then I'm going to look for an alley or a pipe that I can climb up so I can get on top of the buildings.
Okay. Again, give me a flat D20 roll. All right, you are going to be able to find one and start climbing up one of these houses. The knight who is following you is going to come. He is going to roll a failure on his chase table. He is going to come to the house, see you start climbing up, and he is going to dismount his horse and start climbing behind you. It takes him considerably longer. He has one failure on the table also. All right, go ahead and give me another. Roll. Flat D20 on the chase table.
7.
I feel like you rolled that before.
Oh, I did. It was terrible before. It's terrible again.
All right. 7. As you get to the top.
Stop rolling 7s.
Yeah. As you get to the top of this. House, and you start looking for like the next house to go to, running to the edge. The guard is going to grab his spear, and he's going to just line it up and launch it at you. I will allow you a dexterity save to dodge this as you turn and see the spear coming in your direction.
Hopefully 15's enough.
A 15 is enough. And what I'm going to say is it is going to be reduced from a critical to grazing you. And it's going to deal 1d4 of damage.
Okay.
Alright. The spear shoots off the top. Good lord! The spear shoots by you as he lines this up and then just thump. Alright. He has to roll on the chase sequence, and he's gonna fail. And he's like, as he does this, like he gets to the top of the roof, he sees you like getting ready to jump, spear off, lines it up, throws, loses his grip, falls back down. If you get one success here, you get away from him. Give me a flat roll on the chase table. 6. Alright, let's see. This one. Alright, I'm going to say, I'm changing this result. I'm going to say you have to make an acrobatics check to leap to the next house as the gap is very wide. And we'll say you're going from the orange to like the purple. Or the orange to the pink houses. Like you're leaping a wide street. And if you make the leap, you get away. If you don't, you're going to fail. Or rather, you're going to fall and probably take falling damage.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen then. Okay, here goes.
Alright. You are going to make a DC 10 acrobatics check. Congratulations. Leaping to the other side of the street. You look back and you see the guard just like barely peeking his head over the roof, looking around in the direction that you went to. Presumably, there's enough time and space for you to get away. You can see lantern light of other soldiers surveying through the town. In the distance to the southeast, you see a small flame. No, you don't. You see a big little area of a flame as the ground has been set fire, and part of an alleyway has been set fire. Presumably, that's where you told your party to run to. All right, the rest of the party, everybody, give me a flat roll on a flat D20. And we are rolling on the wilderness chase as you guys sprint out of this alleyway into the forest. All right.
I turn around to run and immediately fall on my face.
Well, it's funny. A sudden drop catches you by surprise. Make a DC 10 dexterity saving throw to navigate the impediment.
Oh.
So for Lex, for them, no, roll 1d20. So /R space 1d20 plus your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency bonus if you're proficient in acrobatics.
Roll, okay, if you're proficient, and what else? You said modifier, right?
Yes. So I'm going to open your character sheet real quick, and I can show you how to roll these super quick. If you see where it says skills in that big box, if you just click acrobatics, it'll make that check for you in the chat log. So I click that, but you can click it and make it instead.
So you just click?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Okay, so you are going to pass that. Like you start running, like you feel no ground beneath you as like there's a divot of, like this town's propped up on the stone side of the hill, and you're going to feel like this just sudden drop and flip, catching yourself on the bottom part of it. Let's see, Kaya,
Yay.
1 success. So I'm just going to go through who has successes. Lex, 1 success. Kaya, 1 success. And Zaya, 1 success. Nyoka, your path is going to take you through a rough patch of brush. Make a DC 10 athletics check or a dexterity check, your choice, to get past the brush. Azure has 1 success.
Athletics or what?
Athletics or acrobatics. A lot of the options are go through it or go over it.
Nat 20, that bad boy.
Alright, the knight who's chasing you guys has to roll on the same table. 1 success. Alright, he is going... Go ahead.
Just because I'm running, I'm gonna have the fire spirit, because it has to move as well, just kind of try and run distraction, because it can't attack. Because I'm using full movement to run. It's just kind of getting in the knight's way.
Okay. And, that's what's going to be happening for him. He's going to be taking attacks at this thing of just, waving his spear, trying to, ward it off. So it would have 2 plus your wisdom, which is 3, I think, plus 5 times your level. So 10 plus 3 plus 2, it's got 15 HP.
I think it's 14 HP.
Okay.
That's what D&D Beyond says, anyway.
Okay, that's fine. It's going to have 14 HP, and he's going to be dealing D6s at this. And its AC is equal to 13. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he hits it once for 5 damage this round. Okay, next round. Everybody, give me another flat D20.
But because he attacked, doesn't that mean it slowed him down?
Yes, it did.
And so he can only move 30 feet while we move 60 feet?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
You guys have presumably until he kills this thing to get away from him. Okay. Kaya, success. Nyoka, success.
I'm gonna need...
Lex and Azure. Well, Lex, I still need your check. And then Zaya, I need your check. Alright. Azure, we'll start with you. Yeah, roll a flat d20. /R space 1d20. Alright. Success. Okay, Azure. You blunder into a hunter's snare. Make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw to avoid it.
Well, that was Andy who rolled that.
No, Azure rolled a 7. I can hear you,
Is this
Steve.
working?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, So you're just from the 7. I did what? I tumbled into a ditch.
Into a hunter snare. Make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw to avoid it. Literally riding that wire. All right. The trap is going to go off, and you're going to snatch your foot out of it just before it does. Enzaya, 5. Make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, you are blinded by blowing sand, dirt, ash, snow, pollen until the end of it. Okay. Dirt.
Constitution saving throw?
Yes. And I'm going to say, like, as your party's, like, sprinting around you, like, they're just kicking up, things. All right. That is 2 successes for everybody. Final... he's going to hit your spirit, killing it. Alright. The knight is going to keep moving and just like warding off this spirit of fire with his spear, finally stabbing through and the flames dissipating. Everybody, give me one more d20 roll. Somebody get restrained. Azure. Okay. You are caught by a stampede of spooked animals. Make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw. Or DC 10 dexterity saving throw. Good Lord.
Natural 20.
Good Lord. Alright. So Azure and Azure is fine. Nyoka. It's a sudden drop drops you, catches you by surprise. Give me a dexterity saving throw. Same thing. You're running over rocky terrain. All right.
Yay!
You have failed that, and you're going to lose a round. But since Lex rolled so well, I will allow Lex to help you out. If Annie can describe a way that they do it. Like, you see Nyoka about to fall off of, like, one of the rocky ledges that caught you by surprise. Is there any way Lex would extend help?
I might be able to, like... Because Lex is very small, but they have very high acrobatics. So maybe they could just, like, shove him forward a little bit faster, so instead of falling, he like falls forward and like jumps over it.
Okay, I'll allow that. And so I'm not going to make you roll for that. I'm just going to take that as since you got like a nat 20, and yeah, just running your shoulder into Nyoka or kicking him. Like Nyoka's going to get an extra 4 or 5 feet, and that's just going to make all the difference on this like leap. Instead of falling on his face, he's just going to like clear this divot. Nyoka, you do not get a failure this round. But that does mean there's nothing to save Enzaya. So let's see. Enzaya, your path takes you near a patch of razor vine. Make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw. To avoid the razor vine. Wait, I'm sorry. You can make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, or you can choose to use your movement.
I got a 19, so I'm okay with that.
Cool. Right. There was an additional option there that I didn't read. You guys are going to get away from this knight. By the time he gets, through the forest, he's looking around and you guys are leaping and running away. He is going to pick up his... he's going to, put his spear on his back, hold out his lantern, and start making his way back into town. Eventually, seeing where the flame died off at, the lantern light coming back to town, Bram can track his way to the party. I will say Bram rejoins the party after 10 minutes of roleplay. Alright, you guys are in the forest south of town. The warehouse is burning on the underside of the cliff. Smoke is billowing into the night air. you can see rowboats from the warships coming, rowing across the bay towards the harbor side. The lights inside of town, as far as like the knights moving about with their torches, seem to have congregated and organized on the far side of town. For the most part, the coast is clear for you.
JB, what's your character's name again? Kyeth. So Kyeth, we need to use that sending stone and get out of here. Where is that guy?
We do. I'm just composing a message at the moment.
Great.
Nyoka's gonna turn to Lex and say, "Thank you, friend Lex. I thought I was gonna go in that ditch."
It's no problem, lizard man. You just looked like you were going to fall, and I knew what to do.
It's also probably not the best idea if we stay here for too long. They might search the forest nearby with all the forces they have here.
Yeah, there'll be reinforcements from those ships. We do need to go very soon, but we're about to find out where we're going.
Yeah.
Brom comes limping up, and he's just like, oh, and he just falls flat on his back, exhausted from running as fast as he can, and he is injured.
Alright,
I see him fall on the ground, and I cast Cure Wounds on him again.
Alright, I'll watch and see how well that does.
Nyoka is going to turn to Kyrith and say, "Do you still have that smelly stuff you gave me?"
Which smelly stuff?
The bad, awful, smelly stuff.
No, I got rid of it. It's bad, awful. Nyoka shouldn't smell that.
No, not the flower. The one that I said stunk. And I'm alluding to stinkweed.
Nope. Not ringing a bell.
And Nyoka's like, if they have dogs, they'll pick up our scent. We should change our scent. That's what my brothers would do. I figured the stinkweed would be the best way to get them off of our scent.
Does Kyth have anything in his... I'm sorry.
Oh, he just said, we know we went through here. And I'm sure they have dogs.
Does Kyth have anything in his herbalism kit he can use for covering scent?
For covering scent inside of your herbalism kit. Let's see. You are going to have a couple, and I rolled and it's like only a 65. I'm gonna say you have a couple just like pleasant herbs, of just mental things to help you like calm down. And among that would be like lavender, which would be like kind of potent. Not enough for all of you, but definitely for one or two people.
Have some lavender. Maybe NSA can help.
Herbalism kit too.
I'll give you the same roll.
Yeah, I'll check mine as well.
Bram and Inaziah are not going to have any in there.
God bless all these herbalists.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make a nature check to glance around at what's around us?
Go for it.
I was about to do the same thing.
You can help them.
Oh, there we go. If it was a help.
Yeah, if you guys
either or.
If you guys spread out and look, let's see what would be in this region. Definitely poison ivy. Making me research flora. I will say, on 17, you guys are going to be able to find enough to presumably try and cover your scent. Like, it's a pretty like lush mountainside area. Like, there's going to be some mint here, some moss, and some like other things that would have like a small little aroma. And even dirt and mud would be able to do it for you. Between the combination of all that, you guys are going to be able to make a concoction. That it's not pretty, but if you slather it on yourself, you're not going to sweat and leave that.
Yeah, Nyoka's going to start slathering mud all over himself in the ways of his people.
We call this the lizard folk shower.
Kythe is going to use the sending stone.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And he'll activate it and say, Agent Kythe Delson of the Silver Sigil reporting. Tell Anarellis, Kytellis Falls, mining opals. Need help escaping now. Injured lawkeepers, where can we find you?
Alright. You are going to get a reply, and it is going to say, I live a day's north of Kytellis Falls. Look for the Marred Bog and a cottage within the clearing. I'll get you back to Coven.
Can you
How long
say
has
that
all this
again?
taken?
Marbod?
Marred Bog.
Bog.
Yeah, the sending stone's instant.
Alright, let's
I
go
think what he
around
was asking
to
is
the north.
how long it's been since the chase.
Oh, how long has it been since the chase?
Yeah.
It's not long at all. Like, they're rallying. I told you guys, it would be like, you guys got away, the guard gave up, 10 minutes later, Bram came hobbling over. It's only been like 20 minutes, yeah.
Alright, so
We're going north.
Covered ourselves in all the mud stuff.
Oh, yeah, and the time it took you guys to find that. I'm gonna roll that took another 10 minutes, so I would say about, 30 minutes.
Alright, then let's make our way north carefully, skirting this area.
Yes, at least as far north as you can get. Start
And
getting
quickly.
really tired, and then we'll discuss.
Where will we ford this river, though? Is it a river?
Yeah, but the river bends up towards Dagger Gully. If you follow it north, you should just be fine. Okay, so let's us see. You guys are going to march north for the evening.
Probably with haste at first.
Yeah. Lex. I think...
Yes.
Let me actually go through each person's character sheet and look at some things. Actually, this is kind of more prevalent to Nyoka and Lex, because both of you guys are proficient in sneaking. Or rather, have a little idea about sneaking.
Yes.
Go ahead and give me a flat intelligence check for both Nyoka and Lex.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, it's going to be an 11. You didn't have advantage on it. Nyoka's entitled to the same check.
Of an intelligence save?
It's just an intelligence check.
Why did advantage keep showing up on most of our rolls? Like, where's the setting?
Yeah, that's about right.
It's a toggle at the top of your sheet. You should see several little boxes, and advantage would be one of the ones. Let's see.
Click on the
weird.
cogwheel on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It says roll queries. You can click that to advantage toggle. Then I always do auto roll damage and crit every time. This way I don't have to do it a second time.
Brandon, I made a 3.
Okay.
Okay, I've set it to auto roll damage and crit, but I don't think that turns off. Advantage toggle. Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, and then
just
it
set on
puts
your sheet.
toggles at the top of the sheet.
Okay, so Nyoka and Lex, you guys are fine as you're walking north.
Okay.
The party is going to travel for, I'd say, probably about 4 hours tonight before you guys feel pretty much exhausted.
As an aside, as we were traveling, just kind of glancing around, see if I notice anything for possibly herbs for making potions and stuff.
Okay.
Were we able to cover our tracks at all?
No.
We were able to mask our scent.
Yeah, you masked your scent. You did not cover your tracks. That was what the intelligence check was for. Yeah, at the end of 4 hours, you guys would be exhausted. You'd suffer 1 level of exhaustion. Do you want to keep traveling?
Yes. Nyoka does.
Sure.
I think it'd be
Agreed,
good.
that's
Yeah,
push.
we just pissed off an entire military garrison.
And they have horses, and who knows what else.
Alright.
Not only a garrison, but 2 warships full of whatever.
Oh yeah, and you have
Dave.
a halfling. So the other thing, at 4 hours, the harbor master, Kytellis Falls, is going to become conscious and just kind of like look around on Azure's shoulder before. Let's see.
Steve,
Uh-huh.
did you mention covering tracks?
I asked because I'm thinking of it, yes, so... Yeah, as much as possible, I'd say we should cover tracks, from the beginning.
Oh, well, let's start doing it now. Nyoka's like, oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we can attach some ropes and some branches and things behind some of us to,
Well,
cover the...
if we go to start hiding our tracks right now, we should make it look like we made a turn
Yeah.
and we're heading a different direction, and then start covering our tracks after a small amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
That way, at least they're not going. Well, at least they're going that way, so let's keep going that way.
Right.
Skillen Kelinar is going to start crying on Azure's shoulder. He doesn't struggle or start yelling or anything. He's just gonna go.
How bloody does he look? Like, how injured?
He's regained 1 hit point.
It was all non-lethal.
Yeah.
anyhow.
Yeah, it was non-lethal, but
Yeah, I mean, he's.
I'll use my last level 1 spell and use Cure Wounds on him. Just so he's not in, like, pain.
Oh, it doesn't seem like a pain cry. It's just kind of like, hey, he's just been kidnapped. So, anyway, all right.
Oh, okay, anyway.
Whoever decided to cover the tracks, give me a survival check, and you guys can continue traveling for 4 hours.
I
Azure
helped
will,
Steve.
Azure will assist, or do it, whichever.
Yeah, I'll assist you. Well, actually, what is it? A survival?
Survival's a wisdom check, so...
Yeah. Survival.
Who's wise?
I am, but I didn't suggest it.
No,
I
but
guess I helped with it.
You heard it suggested out loud, so... Whatever.
And I suggested changing the direction, so sure, I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't care
Are we
if
doing
you
this
guys
with
roll it
advantage?
with
You then.
use the help action. Yeah, go ahead. All right.
With advantage or no?
Yeah, you can roll it with advantage.
Actually, that was a saving throw. This should be the same, right?
All right, I'm going to give you guys one final intelligence check before I tell you guys what happens next after your last 4 hours of. This is for Kyeth specifically.
Straight intelligence?
Yes, you can. Anybody can roll it. The DC is easier for Kyeth. Everybody else, it's going to be on the very hard scale. Kyeth, as you and your group are pressing forward, you are going to remember something on your letter. this region, I don't know if you remember when you got this assignment, Anarelus pointed out something peculiar. He said that 3 other Silver Sigil agents had died in this region within the past few days or weeks. Otherwise, this mission would have been going to them. The areas that they would have been stationed at would have been, north of this, north of Kytellis Falls, and around like the coastline. If their deaths were anything connected to this, you could probably triangulate it in so much as you would be going into the danger zone. If that changes any of your decisions at all, you can stop and rest, but you become aware that, like, all right, it's either forward or not forward.
Caius will share his misgivings with the party. So we can either rest and go into a more dangerous area with our spells back and more resources, or we can push on now. What's everyone think?
It might be an idea to rest.
This halfling needs a rest and some water.
As soon as everybody starts saying rest, Brom just falls onto the ground on his back and is just like, done.
Is Brown the one who didn't eat at the other place?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, we're gonna need to wake him and feed him at some point too. Pointing to Brown.
Yeah. The other thing is, you mentioned it was a dangerous area we're going into, and a lot of our fellows have disappeared in that area. Could it be the man we're going to meet with right now is not working for us?
Or it's not outside of the realm of possibility.
Compromise and stone's been taken. So we have to be careful. Could be an ambush, could be he's turned.
For Caius, when you cast sending, you are aware of who's sending you the sending. The person who sent the sending was Lucilith, who you were told was your contact.
That's the same Lucilith that Nyoka knows, right?
Yes.
Nyoka goes, he okay. But tell Lucilith to meet us somewhere. He a higher level than we are.
Well, he already gave us direction to where to go. Him.
So
we can only send once, I believe, with the sending stone.
As you guys start discussing this, the harbor master is going to perk up and start going.
Alright, I'll take his rope out of his mouth. Be quiet now. Say what?
He's going to say, I can tell you something important, but just if you let me go, that way we don't all walk into our deaths.
Well, you'll die with us anyway, so die with us.
Kyle will kneel down in front of the harbour master. Tell us what you know.
He's going to say, there was an elven woman. She came through town before the Kraylor's Fist forces showed up. She started. She asked for directions to the bog, and ever since then, we had a couple reports and rumors of curses, and that's when there was a scholar who came through town a few days ago, went to inspect the curses to make sure they weren't magical, and another one, and we haven't heard from them. If those are the people working with you, he shakes his head and says, I don't want to go there if it's cursed. Send me back to the town. I won't. Please. I won't say anything.
Nyoka says, describe the scholar.
He's going to say, I don't know, a woman, and she was wearing glasses. She had a book. I assumed it was a spell book, and had a large crystal around her neck.
No, but the other scholar, the one you said that was investigating.
And he's going to say, yeah, that's one of the ones that died. The other was, I don't know. He looked like a young attendant of the Mave.
Do you know that they're dead?
He shakes his head and says, no, I always just thought, or rather I thought the rumors of curses were just the youth and the hunters spreading gossip. But if you haven't heard from them and we haven't heard from them...
Don't worry, little friend. There are many of us and they all went all alone, so we will protect you. You'll be fine. You're much safer with us than out on these roads by yourself.
He's going to...
I'm also going to insight check what he said.
Go ahead. I mean, he's got reason to save his own skin.
Yes, but it also could be a lie in an attempt to get free.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, you feel like he's being earnest.
Okay.
I'll feed him some water carefully.
Alright, 2 people on watch at any time?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Nyoka is going to bow out on taking watch because he's extremely tired from carrying that rock.
Alright, who is on watch duty? You guys need to cover 8 hours of watch.
Zur would like to go last.
Okay.
Gareth can go first, and he'll use
Is
his owl.
anyone else injured, by the way, still?
I'm injured. Nyoka's injured, I believe.
For your race, Steve for Azure is not affected by the exhaustion level I gave everybody.
Okay.
But, he still would have to long rest to get his spell slots and all that back.
Right,
Okay.
Kytellis taking the first watch?
Who's hurt the most out of you two?
I'm above half. I don't know. I don't know how Nyoka's doing.
Oh, I'm doing fine. I just got a scratch, is all it looks like.
So I've got lay on hands here.
Alright, well, I guess I'll take it and I'll sit the first watch with Kytellis.
Okay.
I can manage myself. I'll have my owl to keep me company, and he'll click his fingers and summon his familiar.
Alright, so if I'm reading this right, lay on hands is only 5 points?
Yeah. You should have 10. It should be 5 times your paladin level.
Oh right, because I'm level 2. Okay. Alright, so I'll do that on whoever spoke up first there. And then Nyoka will get a cure light.
Okay. Alright.
Brom will take the second watch. Just wake him up.
So, Kyrith on the first, Brom on the second. 2-hour shifts. You guys have 4 of the 8 hours covered. Any other volunteers?
I'll take the third, I guess.
Okay. Does Azure take a watch?
Azure.
He said he wanted last.
Last,
okay.
yeah.
Alright, that's all 8 hours covered.
Although he won't be sleeping much, I guess. He's just resting,
All right.
So 4 points to Nyoka and 10 to Brom. What's it?
So, it goes. It's late into the evening, into the next morning. It is early morning dusk. In Azaya, as the sun starts coming up, there's no sunlight yet. It's not sunrise yet, but it's like that blue morning night where it's just like you just can't see the sun, but the night sky, or the sky is kind of like lighting up as the sun's about to crest or come over the horizon. And as such, the forest is going to get just a little bit lighter, and you're going to start noticing some of the things that you thought were trees in the night are not actually trees. They're actually stone pillars and relics and runes here, scattered around this forest, and vines and moss and leaf moss has like grown over these and just make it in the night it all look like forest to you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Nazaya is very intrigued, and takes like half a step to start investigating, and then realizes, no, I should be keeping watch. And he makes a note of it, just like explore ruins when you wake up.
All right. Yeah, and among the runes that you see, you're going to see a couple statues in the distance, with a little bit of moss growing over them. Otherwise, your watch passes uneventfully.
I also want to double check before that, every now and then, that we have the harbor master still restrained.
Oh yeah, he's got to sleep just like you guys. All right.
Plus, he would have, been fed food and such.
Yeah.
All right.
Let him relieve himself somehow, whatever.
You you notice that Nyoka, when he goes for the food, he's just like, I'm not that hungry today. And he doesn't eat very much of it.
So the final watch is going to be by Azure. Azure, just like I described for Inazaya, the more the light props up around this, the more you can realize how overgrown some of this forest is. And you are going to, as like everybody's sleeping, you're going to notice that same patch of statues. And it catches your eye as you swear you see one move. But in looking over at them, it seems that they're all, there.
Okay, he'll definitely... He'll take careful notice of exactly what position they're all in, and then glance back that way frequently.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Perception. Go.
Alright. You are going to see two statues covered in moss and vines.
I see that they are covered in moss and vines, or that they moved, or that what's different?
No, I'm just letting you know. You said you're going to check back every couple minutes to see.
So I noticed even more statues, but these ones are covered in moss and vines.
These two are covered. Yes. So you're telling what you told me is that you're going to start paying attention to that area. So I'm telling you exactly what you see. You see 2 statues over there covered in moss and vines. From the point at which you're paying attention to it, you thought you saw more, but there are only 2 there.
So
does that make sense?
I thought there may have been more before I started paying attention.
Yes.
But now there's only 2.
So if anything changes from the 2 from this point on, I want you to have a hard concrete of just like, wait.
Alright. He will definitely keep, his attention on other surroundings as well. Was there anyone else that has not been on watch that I could have awake with me now?
Let's see. As it gets closer to the end of your watch, or as it gets closer to the end of like your short rest, everybody can spend their rest awake for an hour or so, and still be fine. You need 6 hours of sleep, and then 2 hours of minimal labor. So
you could wake up Nyoka.
All right,
he's been asleep the whole night, basically.
I'll wake somebody who basically has already had their watch early on. Was Nyoka one of those?
No, Nyoka didn't have a watch. He said he told him he'd bow out because the rock was heavy.
Oh, okay. Well, he went to sleep first, then yeah.
Right.
So I'll wake up Nyoka. Still keeping an eye on the surroundings.
Okay.
Just making sure that everything is got eyes on it, basically, in all directions.
The 2 statues are still there. There's a 3rd statue a little bit closer, but the 2 are still there.
And the 3rd one I didn't notice before, but there it is.
Did you notice it? Azure sees 2 statues, and now there's a 3rd one a little closer. But
okay, so he's gonna kind of back up to where Nyoka is and whisper to him, This 3rd statue close to us seems to have moved to where it is now. There may be more. I don't know. It seemed like there were more, and then I saw 2, and now there's a 3rd.
It's if you're paying attention to it, it's probably about 50 feet away from you.
Currently 50 feet?
Mm-hmm. Nyoka is going to ask the spirits.
What do you ask the spirits?
I ask the spirits, these statues, are they alive? And I have an image of...
Give me a religion check.
Of XJ.
Mm-hmm. The spirits have been quiet since Nyoka woke back up a few years ago. Where have they gone? Otherwise, if you guys stay staring at the statue, the party's able to complete their long rest pretty much uninterrupted.
I'm gonna go up to the nearest statue.
Okay.
So long rest completed?
Yes. What's Nyoka doing when he inspects this thing? And I'll give you more detail on it too. I'm not looking up anything because it's just a statue. But what's Nyoka doing when he gets close to this thing?
He's gonna inspect it for like scrape marks. For like there were vines on there and they're now not. Like he thinks that these are basically XJ. He thinks they're basically a Warforged. People who don't know who XJ is.
Okay. Give me.
And so he thinks these are more spirit stones. So
give me an investigation check.
Okay.
And Isaiah's gonna approach the 2 as they're staring at these statues because he was very interested in it as well. and inquire about what's going on.
Can I assist in that investigation?
Sure.
I should have asked earlier.
Alright.
You want me to roll with advantage?
Yeah, go ahead. Alright.
Or do you want to roll separately on yours, Steve? You want to roll separately? Yeah, that's fine. You're probably just as good as I am. Actually, better. You got 0 instead of -1 modifier.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, 14's middling.
Okay, so, as you, go and inspect this, statue, it's, getting a little closer to it. You can see, it's, white stone is, kind of unfazed by, the moss and vines that have been around here. There are cracks and everything through it. And it's got a long, like, almost snake-like, jaw, that is open, and huge fangs, inside of it, that go up and down its face, almost large enough for these fangs alone to be horns. It also, has, additional limbs on its back, which, now that you've, gotten closer, looks like wings on it. Before you can inspect any more, the statue turns its head towards you, almost looking devil-like in appearance, and it moves its hand out towards Nyoka. It makes a grapple attempt at Nyoka.
Can I call a word out or something?
You cannot. I will say you guys are not surprised. Okay. But I'll say it has initiated combat on you. You can roll an initiative to try and beat it before it does anything else. Okay. But yeah, this thing's going to reach out towards Nyoka, and it makes a grapple check at you. Go ahead and give me a contested athletics or acrobatics check.
How many of these statues can we see?
There's only one that they're inspecting. You see 2 more, but they are not moving, and they're covered in vines.
Well, this one's covered in vines too.
No, that's what I said. This one is not covered in vines. It's got pale white stone that seems to be unaffected by the moss and vines of the area. Alright, so it's Nyoka! That's nasty! That is legitimately nasty. Okay, it uses its second attack to make a contested, to make a grapple check at Azure. Azure, go ahead and give me the same thing, a contested athletics or acrobatics check.
Nyoka, when it tries it, he is going to yell, "Ambush!" in a very loud voice. Alright,
this thing is going to swipe once at Nyoka. Nyoka leaps out of the way. 2 hands. Oh, hey, it has a third attack. That's great. 2 hands at Azure. Azure jumps back, and it gets one final... Golly! So the first one at Nyoka was a 14 plus... was a 14 plus 2 was a 16. These last 2 have just been garbage. But Nyoka, give me one more contested check against the grapple. Pretty much don't flub the roll and you got it. Oh, okay, the 16? Yeah, that's it. Alright, you're going to beat its 8. It is going to roar, flexing its wings, shrill, and then take flight. It flies through the tree line, presumably deeper into the bog.
So
what was
can Azur like actually make any noise or not?
No. It is. Well, actually, I'll give Azure and Nyoka both attacks of opportunity at it if you want to.
Sure.
Azur doesn't really want to. He wants to just yell at it.
Okay, what do you yell at it?
Stop, let's talk.
Stop, let's talk. Okay. It is going to... I'll allow you to use your action on your turn to make a persuasion check.
Okay. Unfortunately, it's also getting smacked by someone else. But...
It's, yeah. Oh, you know what? I will allow that persuasion check. It's not that intelligent, though. It is going to shrill again, and then keep flying. Nyoka, that hits. Roll me damage. An ally is within 5 feet of you. You can add your sneak attack if you choose to.
Oh, cool. And...
So 4 plus your, I think...
Hold on.
Yeah. There you go.
So it would be 7 plus 9. 9.
Okay.
9 altogether.
And you're using a dagger?
Short sword.
Short sword. Okay. Yeah, your short sword is going to send sparks off of this thing as it takes flight. The metal grinding against the stone seemed ineffective, but it takes the 9 damage, yeah. Alright. It takes flight into the air, and it begins flying away, shrilling over the bog.
I'm gonna... do I get to shoot again before it gets away? Because I'll shoot a Eldritch Blast at it.
Yeah, you'd be able to get... on its first turn, 60 feet. You'd be able to get one pot shot in. After that, it's heavily... Well, I mean, it is going to be obscured by the tree line, but after that, it's going to be heavily obscured. So it's functioning from partial cover now, and then later total cover. But go ahead.
So you see Nyoka, his hand pulls back, and this green energy flows, and he throws a spectral spear at the guy. Does a 13 hit? Probably not, if it's partial cover.
It is not going to hit.
That's a handsome man right there.
It is not going to hit.
With the 19 initiative, do I have a chance to fire at it before it reaches the tree line, or...
What is your range? It was 50 feet away from the camp, and it flew up 60 feet at the start of combat.
Well,
so it's 110 feet away.
Before it attacked, I said I was approaching the group to discuss what was the ruins,
you can take one
seemed like they were investigating it. So I'm going to fire my firebolt, which does have a range of 120 feet.
Okay.
I had it myself, so I don't know if it right.
That is going to hit. Roll damage. Alright.
9 fire damage.
You're going to deal 9 points of fire damage. I don't think it has a range attack. It's going to look back at you and be unhappy with that. Alright. It continues flying away. And we'll see if you guys encounter it later. Alright. What do you guys want to do?
What about the other two?
Yeah, let's walk up and see if those look similar, same color stone, that kind of thing.
Yeah, looking at the other two, these actually look more mortal in their appearance. They look like muscular people standing around this circular, covered, stone-covered. Well, I wouldn't even say it's a clearing because the forest has grown so much in it. This seemed to be some sort of like ritual site, but whatever it was, it's been overtaken and lost to the forest for hundreds of years.
So is there something in the center, like a sarcophagus, container, or?
Roll me an investigation check.
I'm gonna assist.
Okay.
Oops, that's intimidation. Okay.
No stone.
And you have
yeah,
assistance,
go ahead and give me one more.
Oh, just roll it twice? Okay.
Yeah.
You are going to inspect the center, and it's not like any sarcophagus or anything. If anything, like this is where where a dais or a bowl or a the word basin would go. It seems to have been removed, and relatively recently, as there's no moss on the underside of this. There's kind of like a stone divot where you would put something in here that would be held still.
Anyone got a bowl or a helmet we can put in here? I'll look around everyone.
I'm back with the halfling, keeping watch on him.
Nyoka just looks down at his loincloth and go, nope.
Kyth casts Mage Armor on himself and says, I think we should just move on.
Best to do so while we can.
Before we go, Nyoka turns to Azure and say, can you help me break rock?
Do you have a hammer?
Nyoka looks down at his loincloth and goes, nope.
I can try with the pommel of my sword.
Actually, that's not true. He does have a small wooden mallet, but it doesn't look like it's like to break stone. It's for wood, basically, and carving.
All right, I'll take his stone and put it by some other stones, like on top of one.
Okay.
And try pommel slamming it just to crack it in half.
All right.
My great sword.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
Fuck yeah, I should have had you do this one long time ago.
All right. So, I'm going to point out a few things too. You guys took skill kits, or not skill kits. You guys took travelers packs, explorers kits, and thieves packs. You got them all as your starting gear. A lot of those would have like hammers and tools and different things inside of them. So I went through
something like a chisel and a hammer?
Yeah. I went through, and you guys do have tools, okay? So I just checked people's character sheets. So just make sure you're aware of what your character has on them. But Nyoka, watching Azure do this, Azure is going to be able to break it apart. Azure, you are going to be able to break the stone into a chunk of, or break off a chunk of opal. There is one piece that is, there is one piece of near pure opal. It weighs 11 pounds. But because of how it's shattered and broken, it's probably only worth 3 gold in its current format.
That's okay. Nyoka takes it.
Okay. And you break off another piece that weighs 10 pounds, and there's still lots of stone around it. If somebody refines this properly, probably worth about 11 gold.
On that note, I'm gonna think of reasons that someone would be gathering this much opal, like for magic purposes or anything. See if there's anything that I can think of that opals would be used for.
Sure. I will allow an Arcana check for new magic of just trying to discover of what is this used for, or I'll allow a history check of existing magic.
Hey, what was the weight again? It was 11.
11 and 10.
Yes. A not as valuable piece worth 11, or that weighs 11, and then a more valuable piece that weighs 10.
And you said there's still more to break out, basically, or
no. The rest of what's on the ground, it's just the stony sediment around it.
Rubble stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
These chunks still have stone on them, but it's
mostly opal. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woohoo!
There you go. Later load.
Yep.
Although, my Arcana check, yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna just think it's what can they do with opal? They do use some stones to do magic stuff.
Yeah.
It's not a far off thing, so yes.
Alright, I'm gonna check. You said there were runes things, in the pillars?
No, this whole place is runes. Ruin. R-U-I-N. Not R-U-N-E-S.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so are they the only people awake?
No, everybody's awake.
No, everyone's awake at this point.
Not R-U-N-E, right?
Yeah.
No runes?
Yeah, I'll spell it on R-I-U-N.
Got it. Okay. I'll pour a little water where the basin should have been, just for the fun.
Okay.
See if anything happens, and then
it does
my
not
pack.
happen.
Gather my pack, gather the halfling.
The halfling, who I'm assuming has been on gagged for the night, he's going to say, it's cursed, I tell you, that's a bad omen. Demon statue?
I'm gonna check if I know the name of that creature. Is that a history check?
Nyoka's gonna turn to the halfling and say, "Then you better stick close to us, or you'll be dead."
Go ahead. Give me a history check.
Did you hear me, Brandon?
Yeah, I did hear you, but yeah, Azure is not going to be able to put together what that was. Some sort of gargoyle, but as far as what the actual creature was that it was carved into the shape of, you're not certain.
I'll look at Nyoka and ask, can I see her for a moment? Just show me the blade.
See what?
Can I see your blade?
Which blade? My short sword?
Yes.
Yeah, he hands it to you.
He'll look at the damage from attacking the thing.
I mean, the sword's edge is a little jagged, but it's still usable. Still deals a d6 of damage.
Alright, I'll hand it back. Might want to work that out with a whetstone. I'll tell everyone that creature was made of rock. Just like it looked, it's like a living statue.
At this statement, Nyoka looks at you like you're dumb, and he mutters under his breath, "A Jackie does what a Jackie does," and just walks off.
Nyoka's the most intelligent one in this party, in Nyoka's mind. I'm kidding.
Probably.
In Nyoka's mind, he is, yes.
Okay,
so my point is, if you attack it with your weapons, you're gonna dull them, and we're gonna find other ways to hurt it if we ever run into it again.
Alright, so as you guys begin walking through this fog, I'm assuming you guys look for a clearing. Go ahead.
As we're walking, I'm gonna walk beside Azure and just bounce questions back and forth about the magic he uses.
Okay.
Right, just kind of like an aside thing. You can send me a DM like that if you want, or if you want to say it to the entire party, you can. And just that way we're not holding up everyone.
No, it's fine.
He'll say basically that his magic comes from devotion to his will, his word, his oath that he hasn't yet.
All right. So, as you guys are walking through this woods, you are going to you're going to see a light in the distance as the sun is coming up full rise. However, the canopy of the forest is not being illuminated down on, but rather the horizon, or rather, the floor of the forest illuminating outwards. As there's something going on in this bog as you guys start walking. Presumably, your path is northwards. But this appears to be northeast of you, wherever this light is coming from.
And is the sun east?
The sun is northeast, or northwest of you, northwest. The sun in Ilderon rises in the northwest and sets in the southeast.
Okay.
Kyth would like to summon his owl familiar, look through its eyes and send it for a close.
Okay, towards the light?
If Nyoka is familiar with Kaya doing that, he'll put a hand out for steady in case, basically to lead Kaya whenever if he needs to.
All right, Kaya, what is your? Wait, I think I have your passive perception written down. What is your passive perception? I do not have it written down.
It's 12. I think the familiars is a bit higher though. I think an owl gets +3. I'd have to look it up.
Okay. Alright, so this owl is going to be Gosh darn, Gargoyle cannot make a stealth check to save its life. Alright, this owl is going to start flying towards this light. As it gets closer, you're going to see several figures surrounding the area of this light, or rather surrounding where this light is coming from, and it appears there is a pool of water that is small bits of it are being elevated into the air, and they are casting out a rainbow, kind of like a rainbow aura from it. And I have a picture, so let me share that with you guys real quick. Everybody watching the stream, please excuse all of the nude photos of me on my computer. I kid, by the way.
Did you say all the nude photos of you?
No, I'm joking.
Boy.
Damn, I'm watching a wrong stream.
Switching streams right now.
Quick, record it.
Alright, here we go.
Hi, Calypso.
Let's see. I guess I'll just put this on the right side. Okay. If you look to the right, yeah. So as you weave your way through the forest, you're going to see the water just being elevated out here, and this rainbow aura just kind of being produced from it through your owl. And the owl is going to notice it flies by 1, 2, 3 of these gargoyles before another one takes flight and reaches out towards it. And they are going with the grapple check again. I believe in their ability to out-grapple your owl. Alright, give me a contested
Good luck, gargoyles.
It starts off with a 6! Give me a contested athletics or acrobatics check. They have the flight speed to keep up with your owl. I'm going to roll all 3 of their attacks, and I kid you not, I'm going to start rolling on roll 20 so you guys can see this. 3, 3, and 4 before any bonuses.
So I think it's... No, that didn't work.
/R space 1d20 plus 3 would be that formula.
No, it's +1.
Oh, +1?
Is what it should be.
Alright.
Yeah. I just roll it 3 times.
Oh, the 4 is going to hit! Okay, it's going to grab your owl and bring it to the center. There is a figure half covered in water, and the water that she's covered with is murky. As she's standing here, she's channeling this water into the water that is elevated into the air, kind of like this black stream flowing from her into this water, and all of the water that's raining back down into the bog is just this viscous blackness. Kaya,
sorry about that.
You are going to see this through your owl's eyes before the gargoyle takes your owl and plunges it into the water, and everything it sees is a murky blackness.
Can I retrieve the owl with that arcane thingy it does? How close do you have to be to pull it back into its pocket?
I'm going to say it's well out of its range, out of the range for that. The owl struggles beneath the water. I'm not going to make attack rolls at the owl. But yeah, you see that figure channeling things into the water, and then the owl is plunged under into the blackness. After a few minutes, the owl stops struggling and goes limp. Your vision returns.
Kaif will tell the party what he saw and suggest that they avoid that area. We should just go the other way.
No, thank you. No, all types of no thank you, please.
So you explained everything that he saw?
Yep.
I'll ask if you saw one that looked slightly more injured from the one that we fought earlier. Or if it was the same one or a different one.
Yeah, Kaya, you are going to notice one of the gargoyles did have scorch marks on it. But it was so brief, you think so, but you're not 100% sure, because, the owl was, shooting through the forest, it saw, the gargoyles, and, they got up, and, yeah, it wasn't pretty.
So, Zerlshay, how intriguing. It sounds like you found the reason that the place is so dark and gloomy.
And let's go the other way.
And Isaiah takes note of this in his notebook, pulls it out, and just writes it down. So, gargoyles in this forest.
How do we want to go around it?
And Isaiah would be aware this is called the Martoa Woods. Specifically, you are in the Mar Bog of the Martoa Woods. Just for your personal notes.
Okay.
And the directions we were given to go to the Mar Bog and then find a clearing?
Yeah, you're looking for a cottage in the bog.
Cottage.
So maybe we look for a track. Let's skirt that area and keep searching.
All right.
Let's keep the same distance we have from it now, at least, as we go around.
Since we know that, Nyoka is gonna say, we best be careful. We need to stealth and sneaky and no fires, unfortunately. It might be cold going in night.
Well, it should be before night that we find this place. Maybe, yeah. Well, maybe not. It was night, a whole day's travel. Yeah.
All right, you are going to. You guys are going to keep searching around the woods, and eventually you're going to come across that small clearing. There isn't anything here at first until you trip over something that definitely isn't there. And who's leading the party?
I guess it can be Azure.
All right.
Somebody who knows where they're going, hopefully.
Yeah. Azure, you trip over what feels to be like a fence. You definitely don't see a fence, as it's just like a small clearing here. You become acutely aware this area is probably affected by some illusion. Yeah. Before finally, almost stepping out of nowhere, man is going to step into this clearing from the center and say, I almost forgot to. There wasn't enough time to tell you in the sending. The word, the safe phrase is a "When are the bad winds behind us?"
You aren't kidding. Bad waters too.
Mm-hmm. He says simply, "Say it, and you can see past my illusion. Come in. And watch my wood cutting area." As I don't know, somebody else trips over parts of the illusion that aren't innately visible.
All right, he'll say the passphrase that was given, so you can see.
All right, you can see when the illusion's going to slowly dispel itself. This clearing, within the clearing, is a small stone cabin. It's 2 floors wide with a
2 floors tall.
Yeah, 2 floors tall. I'm sorry. I forgot the word for, I want to say meticulations, but I don't believe that's it. For the type of building that extends past its foundation, as the second floor is a little bit bigger than the first floor. And there's going to be just various living areas around here. There's there's a butcher shed in the back. Outhouse, the wood cutting area where he's at now. A small little well. He opens the door and gestures and says, "I've got the teleportation circle already drawn. I'll get you back to Coven in a hurry."
Hold up. I was told that you may have some things that could assist us.
I don't really deal with the sigils business anymore. They pay me to give them a couple updates every now and then and transport their agents when needed. That's about it.
We should have left you in that dungeon then.
You might have mentioned something
He's gonna
about the
fix his spectacles and look at Nyoka and say, "Hi, I know you, lizard man. Nicholas."
Yes.
You and young Miss Darbahari. Yeah. It was one of my first missions returning back to the sigil. Yeah, we had a good run back in our day, we did. Yeah, wags his finger at you.
And Nyoka's gonna look and say, "What do you have to eat?"
He's going to say, I just slaughtered a boar the day before. The meat's been dried. I can share a flank or two with you before you go off to your travels. But let your superiors know that's gonna cost extra on my bill this month.
What about
Nyoka is going to raise an eyebrow and say, "Wouldn't it be extra anyways?"
He's gonna smile, wag a finger, and wink. He's
At that, Nyoka laughs and goes, "It's good to see you, old man."
He's going to go, grab the flanks of meat on a platter, bring them out to the table. Go ahead.
You know you got a spirit stone problem, right?
He's gonna say, yeah, damn elf moved into the bog too. I wrote the sigil about it. They said they were gonna send agents. You had to see him show up.
Didn't sound like an elf, from what I heard described, and 3 agents have already been considered missing in this area.
So, does Silver Sigil want the elf removed?
He's gonna shake his head and say, they said they'd investigated, and he's gonna pull down his robes and show a pretty horrific scar on the right side of his body, and says, I learned my lesson. Tangling with her caught me with a disintegrate right as she got in here. Since then, I just given the western bog a wide, or the eastern bog a wide berth.
If they want her removed, they can send someone else.
Mm-hmm. He's the halfling that's with you is going to say, so you've seen her? Lucilla said, yeah, I seen her. I did a little bit more than see her. He's gonna say, your organization did send people, they just never showed back up. What organization is it that you work with? He brushes a hand at the halfling. He's gonna say,
Nyoka is gonna hold up a finger to Lucilla and go, "It's none of your business, halfling."
He's gonna say, I saw this elf too. She came through Kytellis.
Good, you go talk to our superiors. They'll want to know that information. And then Nyoka turns back to Lucilla and go, "If I know you, old man, do you have a report?"
He's gonna shake his hand and say, not one that I've yeah, and all of them I've already sent.
Azur will see if he can slip outside while they're all chatting.
Yeah, if you don't do so stealthily, everybody's gonna notice you do it, but you can. Nobody's holding you. Try
stealthily, I guess.
Go for it.
We'll be leaving in 5 minutes, Azur.
10, because Bram just sat down and he's eating whatever he can find.
Funny enough, I think you beat everybody's passive perception. Azure is able to slip outside.
So he barely beats mine, but I'm not paying attention. So
he's gonna sweep through the areas of this guy's dwelling and just watch for anything out of blood or anything beyond just like a butchered pig. Just to see if there's any humanoids that have been harmed to you or anything like that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a investigation check.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, this isn't a super difficult check to make, as you're just looking around. You're gonna go to the the outhouse. Stinks, there's no real cellar here. Well's a well. But opening the butcher's door almost makes you want to scream. There is a horrific corpse inside of there, it is hung by chains to the ceiling, and whatever it is dead. It's dripping wet. It's got hair like seaweed. It seems to have a hole through one of its shoulders.
Okay. Is
Yeah,
that the only thing in there?
Yeah, its hands are chained above its head to the ceiling.
It's definitely dead, I'm assuming.
Yes.
It's a corpse.
That is the only thing in there. You know what? I'll roll to see if there's any meat remains. There are not. Because that would not be sanitary.
Okay, so there's actually no pig, just this thing.
Yes.
Alright, so he'll go back to the, well, if he's done looking around, obviously this is probably the most interesting thing to find, but we'll check everywhere.
Nyoka's gonna ask Lucilith why he retired in a bog.
And why such a dangerous bog at that?
Alright, just questions. Lucilith is, at Nyoka's question, Lucilith is, going to, sit back in his, chair at the, table, and he's, gonna say, "Look, I was a agent, lord keeper for the Silver Sigil. I did everything I could for them. You know, I had my run-ins because I have my methods. And they didn't appreciate how I did and conducted my business. So, when the time came to part, on my terms, not getting kicked out this time, I chose it. I chose the furthest side away from the clutch, from the sigil, as I could, but it was only a couple years before they came knocking again." And he's gonna say, "Why the bog? I don't know. It's peaceful. It's quiet. You know, this whole continent was once the Kayak Empire, and I feel like little bits like this get left behind and lost. It's nice to work and explore inside of them in peace."
Zoro come back in as quiet as he can.
While this is going on, Kaith will pull out some parchment and ink and start writing up a report to his superiors.
Nyoka is going to ask for some parchment and ink as well.
Okay.
Which is a very odd request.
He'll fetch you some. What's it? He goes upstairs to get it. What's an Isaiah doing?
And as I was just gonna inspect the teleportation circle he made, and see if he can recognize, make sure it's actually supposed to go where they're planning on going.
Yeah. Go ahead and you look it over. I'm not going to make you roll for it. It does look like the sigil's circle. The sigil has several different teleportation circles, but this looks to be the primary one. At least,
just want to make sure it wasn't teleporting us into a volcano or something.
So, did Azura make it back inside?
Yes, he does.
Was it Bram that's eating at the table or whatever?
Yeah, I believe everybody's
Bram's eating at the table. He's just eating anything he finds.
All right, he'll say to him, "Stop with the meat. Don't eat that."
As he's got like this big chunk in his face, like
you might want to go vomit that up because that's not the meat you think it is.
Meat's meat.
You haven't seen what I've seen. You all might want to take a look in his
what kind of meat is it?
You guys hear footsteps coming downstairs, by the way. You can keep talking. He's not there yet. I was just telling you he's on his way.
Rob keeps eating.
There's some sort of humanoid hung up out there. Horrific.
Oh.
At that, Nyoka kind of does the humanoid.
The Lucilith's going to walk back down into the room, and he's going to say, it's called a sea hag.
Why is it hung up in your shed? You're telling us that it's a pig.
Oh, he's gonna look and say, I wouldn't feed you that. I killed that yesterday too, but that was before the boar.
There's no boar out there.
And he points to the table and says, well, the boar's all here. And he's gonna point at the shed and say, those have become a little bit more common since whatever that damn woman's doing in the bog. It's the third one I've killed.
Nyoka is going to walk over to the table and take a piece of meat and say, Lucilith is a shady bastard, but he ain't a bad soul. And he's gonna flick up the meat and eat it.
So, what does the meat on the table look like? Does it actually look like?
Yeah. It looks like what's left of like the ribs or anything like that can be dried. But otherwise, it's going to be like dried pieces of like jerky and the best you can make jerky out of pork and rations out of pork.
Nyoka goes back to Lucilith, hands him back the paper and the pen, and say, "You should write another report, my friend. I'm not sure that they got everything. Be sure to include what she cast at you. This is important if there's monsters in this bog. We need to clear them out."
They said that people of the Silver Sigil were disappearing, right? In the bog? What if the sea hags are the people of the Silver Sigil?
Could be.
What have you been doing to them?
He's gonna put his hand over his mouth and says, they attacked me. I killed them. I didn't know.
You tortured them.
Well,
why did you torture them?
Just it's something that happened.
Nyoka shakes his head and go, "That's the way of the world. I wouldn't put too much worry in it, Lucilith."
He's going to look at Azure and say, I assure you, that one was dying when I brought it in. I was trying to get information out of it. If there were so many, I thought there was a coven. You see, hags by themselves aren't...
It is possible it is a coven. We're just saying that currently there's 3 members of the Silver Sigil that are missing. And you said this is your 3rd sea hag that you've had to fight.
He's going to sit down at the table, fix his glasses, and say, well, I can say goodbye to my pension. Alright. He begins writing. And he's going to say, so, what was your mission? I sent the sending. You want it back to Amaryllis about the opal and the harbor? What's going on down in old Kytellis?
If
I look at the halfling
Amaryllis wishes you to know, he will pass it on to you.
Nyoka goes up and pats Lucilith on the back and whispers in his ear. In Thieves' Cant, he tells him that it's the Heimdall Navy. And to be careful.
He's gonna whistle and respond back in Thieves' Cant. To anybody listening, this just sounds like a strange conversation about ceramic pottery.
Except to Annie.
Yeah, and Lex is, obviously going to hear. And he's going to respond back and say, Heimsdale and the Shieldhand are making a move in the clutch? I just thought it would be Undar who burned this place to the ground to conquer it. He's gonna, after talking about this pottery, he's gonna hold up a finger and say, I've had some theories in the past about opal before. You say she's shipping opal out of the harbor?
Yeah, Nyoka shows him a piece.
Azur's gonna look around the party. Who was it that was a mage that knew magic the most, or whatever? Was asking about magic.
Anaziah is inquisitive about magic. Your wizard is Kyeth.
Yes.
Okay. So he'll say, Anaziah, Kyeth, I think you should both come with me for a minute.
I'll follow him out.
Okay.
Okay. Kyeth follows.
Before you guys can go, but I'm going to handle Nyoka, Lex, and Bram inside. Lucilith is going to lean back in his chair, put his hands out, and say, "So, you ever heard of a pearl and spellcasting? This object called a pearl of power."
Blue Lady had one of those. She used to use it all the time. Not sure what she used it for.
He nods and says, "Yeah, you could infuse it, and it would hold very potent magical potential and allow other users of the arcane arts to draw its magical potential into their own body. One of the reasons why this is important is a pearl's connection to the sea and water. There's a link there with life that allows the pearl to have that bond. Opal, it's common near rivers, waterfalls, hills. It's also a sea stone, so I suppose it could have some similar connection. However, why you would need so many opals or so much of it if it's not in one piece? It's not for drawing out any sort of magical potential. I couldn't imagine why she's shipping so much of it out of there. If you had an army of mages, you could equip all of them with some opal magic stone, probably 100 times over. Have you said they had warships there?
Were they warships? Were they warships, Brandon?
They were.
I assume they were.
Yes. They are very large naval vessels.
Most of that opal has been somewhat damaged, so I don't know how well it's gonna hold any magic, because the heat from a fire is choice.
He's going to shrug and say, a theory, but a theory nonetheless. It'd have to be tested before any of your upper-ups agreed to act on it. That was one of the reasons I kept getting kicked out of the sigil. I'd wouldn't wait for confirmation for my ideas. And he looks back towards the back of the building where the butcher's house would be, and it's like, and sometimes bodies followed me a little bit more often than they should have because of it.
If they deserve it.
But you're still sniffing.
He nods. Sniffing indeed, my friend. Let's jump over to the rest of the party. And we're about to end for the night. Going out to the butcher's house. Anaziah and Kyeth and Azure, you're going to see the body of the sea hag.
Yeah, we'll look up closer. I'll explain the reason I brought them out is I think that you should consider the possibility that this might be the remnant of one of our agents. So if you can check it out for any magical residue,
I'll cast Detect Magic.
or any possible signs of polymorphy or something, then that would be helpful. We may want to take this corpse back with us.
You are going to...
That's a great idea.
You are going to detect magic. Not from the corpse, though.
Where is it? I didn't cast.
Let me see what blocks detect magic, just to make sure. Detect magic. The spell can penetrate barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. You're going to detect. You're going to detect magic from the outside of the butcher's house, or outside of the butcher shed. There is a small pail with some mud and sludge inside of it. The magic you detect, if you use your action to see what type it is, it's illusion magic.
Okay, and it is that the source of the illusionary spell around? Would that be a fair assumption?
Oh, well, there is also the illusion spell that you would detect too from the place. I was just telling you of in your immediate
Okay, so
area.
that's a new illusion. I'll pick up the bucket.
Okay. Do you dig through
and
it?
I'll say this is an illusion as I'm reaching for it.
The bucket is a bucket. Great. You detect magic from within it.
Let's see what's inside. Pour it out here.
Put your hand. Just put your hand.
I'll look into it and just start slowly investigating different things. Okay. I'm not just gonna dump it out because I don't know what it is yet.
There are chunks of flesh in here, and
Don't put
grime.
your hand in the bucket.
Just all slopping out. And I'll roll you a percentage die. I'm gonna roll you 4 of them because. Alright, so the third one, a chunk of flesh is going to fall out on the top of this sludge. On it is 3. Silver dots.
So that's the sign of our sigil.
I suppose I was right.
I pause.
It's not very reassuring.
I look at my tattoo. Are they the same positions?
Yeah. The only way to know for sure is if you touch it, though.
I'll reach in. I'll grab a piece and I'll rub it.
Oh no.
Rotating the mark, it is going to reveal itself, showing the emblem of the silver sigil. Presumably, this was the hole that Lucilith blasted through this thing when it attacked him.
Do all 3 pieces have the same mark?
No. The sea hag is missing a chunk of its shoulder. If you remember when I described it to you guys earlier, its arms were above its head and a chunk of its shoulder was blown out.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was just wondering if, the 3 pieces were from the 3 different corpses.
Oh, there's no way to know for sure. Probably.
But there's no mark on the other 2 pieces.
Either he is a...
There could be more pieces.
Yeah, either he is a psychopath, and each of these things that he's killed, he's just collected bits of them, or, this was just, happenstance of all pieces of this one.
Well, I'll look at the others and say, well, he's not being truthful about something because he probably would have noticed this.
Yeah.
It seems like he put it aside.
Yeah, he
So he had some
suppose
inkling
it's
it
any of
was.
our business, is it?
Yes, these were agents. They're dead, and he is concealing that fact.
He's our only ticket out of here. I
Don't
suggest we
have
keep
to
this
wait
information
for
to
approval
ourselves.
of the higher-ups
For now,
to
anyway, yes.
Do anything
For
about
now,
it.
it's fine, but we should probably pocket that piece of flesh at least to show it as proof.
We should
Good
probably
idea.
take it with us if we're going to, because he kept saying that like we would need approval from the higher ups to go do anything. And when we met what's his name? The assistant, advisor Analaris. That's not how you say his name. But when we met him, he had a scroll for somebody else to go to the. So
Excellent
we
idea.
need some of those papers.
Someone pick that stuff up. Let's go.
Yes.
How are we going to conceal it from him?
I'm just gonna take off my
We can
cloak
use the...
and just wrap it around the rotting corpse flesh.
Okay.
You're not there, Eddie. Though you're with us, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I assume once the conversation was done, she walked outside.
Oh, fair enough.
Alright, that works because your cloak's already been treated in the mud and herbs.
Yeah, it's already dirty. I'm gonna wash it anyway.
All
I
right.
also look around to see if I can find like a source of water to wash my hands.
Yeah, there's a well.
Eh.
Oh, don't put your hands in the well. That's gross.
Oh my god.
Do it.
Kaif didn't touch
Is there
anything,
anything
but
else
he used-
other than the well?
I mean, you can pull a bucket
Like,
of
gotta
water
clean
out
my
of the
hands
well and then, like, clean your hands.
I'll do that.
Yeah. Who needs a clean drinking water supply?
Wait, is the bucket a bucket, Brandon? Because we now gotta know this.
No, it's a chair, actually. And the chair has been placed in the center of the clearing. And it's alone. And it has a toothy maw on it. I'm kidding. Alright, so, yeah, you're able to clean your hands. Lex conceals the flesh. Give me a sleight of... No, I won't make you roll a sleight of hand check. I'll say, you just have it wrapped up in this bundle. Alright, walking inside, Lucilith is going to have his new report written up. And he's going to say to... Nyoka, handed him the paper as he walks back inside and say, alright, I wrote up everything that's been going on in the bog lately.
Nyoka's gonna proofread it.
Yeah, reading over it, a woman started traveling through the bog. He's written the Silver Sigil several times that she was concerning to him, an elf. He approached her one night and she attacked him. He barely got out alive. Since then...
Did he mention disintegrate?
Yes, he did. And since then, he's been finding what he thinks is the start of a hag coven that he's handled.
Well, it's probably best we're off to complete our mission.
And it's worth saying that this has only been about a 2-week thing.
I thank him for his hospitality and say it's probably best we complete our mission before too long.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Alright. The party heads into... Lucilith is going to conjure the teleportation circle. It forms a portal in the ground. And I'm assuming everyone jumps through?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, we will pick up there next episode. Alright. Would you guys believe me if I told you I rolled you 3 travel dice tonight and 2 of them ended up being 1s out of 100s?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does that mean? No encounter?
That meant that you guys were going to fight one of your later level bosses immediately. Which was the lady inside of the swamp. Which was just like,
and so we just
feel like
happened to avoid it by the sacrifice of an owl. Yeah.
Well, see, I didn't fudge the rolls of just like, oh, I'm going to, not do it. I did it of just like, hey, this super interesting thing is happening over here, and you guys were like, nah. But I feel like that's a completely fair way to handle it, rather than just like, you're ambushed by the boss.
Right.
I totally wanted to go fight the creepy lady. Just saying.
I didn't want to fight her. I wanted to meet her.
Hey, what are you doing?
The lady in the lake threw me off. I was fine with going in for the gargoyles. Right? Like, okay, 3 gargoyles, bit of a pain, but sure. Mysterious lady in the middle of the lake?
Well, unfortunately, none of us had actually talked strategy of stone creatures. That I was brought up the fact that they were made of stone. Like, hey, how do we fight these things? Like,
well, I know when I hit it with a firebolt, it got pissed at me, so...
Okay, there were 2 major plot points for tonight. Does anybody remember what they were? I will tell you guys them, but if I tell you guys them, I'm going to give you less experience.
Well, one of the major plot points is this strange lady in the bog doing black inky magic stuff into the thing with gargoyles. A second one is this dude that's like concealing so much about all these
Lucelith? No, Lucelith isn't he is shady, but he's actually he is what he seems, basically. No, the plot point is what to use the opals for.
Yeah, that's important.
That was one of the major plot points.
And the agents are being turned into sea hags.
Yeah, that would be the other one.
All right. Yes. Specifically, the harbor master told you guys that elven woman came through town, asking where to find the bog. And then also to, the opals are magic fuel for something.
Mm-hmm. And maybe military use.
I'm still not sure about that. With that 3 Arcana check, I'm still unsure.
I'm not even sure if they're opals.
Yeah.
Good point.
They could be crystals. I don't know.
Or those things, maybe.
All right. I'm going to give everybody 200 experience for story tonight. In not dying in combat, I'm going to say...
Yay!
Not dying in combat, I'm going to say another flat 100. You guys didn't defeat anyone tonight, but... You know what?
What?
No, I'm going to say...
We killed the horse!
I killed the horse!
Oh, you did kill the horse. Let me give you experience for the war horse. You killed the mess out of that horse.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go then.
Okay.
Okay, Daddy, take care.
What is 100 divided by 6? Alexa?
100 divided by 6?
What's 100 divided by 6?
Points
like 9?
17. Yeah, 17. Okay, so I'm gonna say 117 combat experience plus 200 story experience. And then I'm also going to give Bram inspiration. And I think I'm going to... Yeah, I think I'm just going to give Bram inspiration for tonight for, sacrificing himself at the top to try and save the party.
I should have hit the second guy with my stick so he didn't run past me.
All right.
I was about to use my fire spirit to like hit them both, but you were too far away. I was like, I can only do it 30 feet. You're 90 feet away. Fuck, I can't help you.
All right. Major plot point. Lucilith remembers Morgan. All right, that's where we're going to end tonight, and your guys' next session is on the 8th of February.
Can you remind me the plot points since you didn't
Yes.
Which two were they?
I will. So the Shieldhand, the reason why she's in this town, she's collecting, or why her forces are in this town, she is having them collect opal en masse. The opal, right? Yeah, the opal can presumably be used somewhat similar to a pearl, and that it can be imbued with magic and retain the magic. So it's some sort of spell stone is what Lucilith thinks. However, he doesn't have any concrete proof. Then the other plot point is the harbor master said an elven woman came through town and asked where the bog was, or directions to the bog, and then later 3 Silver Sigil members also came to town and asked about the same bog to investigate the rumors around it, and they were never heard from.
Right.
It was a half elf, right? Or elf?
The harbor master said elf, or he said elven woman, so presumably an elf. But I don't know. He's a nowhere hick on the coast of a nowhere town. Could be a half elf, and he could have not seen it right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna